Okay, so I've got 1,300 behind me. Today's the beginning of Thursday. I started on Sunday. 1,300 kilometers behind me, and this is just setting off from Regensburg. Don't know if we're going to see much by way of Regensburg. It is actually raining, so the name of the city is not a con, as Alan Heath would put it. So I don't feel conned being in Regensburg. If there'd not been any rain while I was in Regensburg, I would have felt slightly conned, but as it is, I feel like kind of vindicated.
Po 180 metrech zatočte vpravo.
Vpravo! Oh, já jsem neočekával. Okay, vpravo. Right. So, yeah, just giving you in case any of the old Reagan. Oh, shoot. I had to stay in a place which had internet, so that's one of the things I asked when I rang that place last night, and they had it. So I just was able to take part in this little mini phone conference this morning in the hotel, and that overran, as they always do, by half an hour. So that means I'm now half an hour later coming off here than I thought I would be. It's 10:38. I thought I was going to be off at 10ish. And you, I mean, I was pretty sharpish off once it did finish. So that, I'd had breakfast prior to that. And I've also made a decision. Okay, I may have shortened the journey by not going to Prague, but I'm going to add something on because I'm going to go to Heilbronn. The reason I'm going to go to Heilbronn is that I have a client in Heilbronn, a client who, for whom the job got more complex than either me or him thought it would be at the beginning, and some of these complexities happen because in professional work, international professional work, you sometimes get an instruction from somebody that you haven't really met in person, and once you've met them in person, sometimes just simply that, knowing them a bit better, is enough to iron out, make understandings more simple, more easy. Just to give the person a chance to sit with you for half an hour and say what really ails them. So I didn't do that at the beginning. I sent some people to do it, but I don't think I sent the right level. So I have to make good my mistake. I had in mind that I might do it. I didn't know if I'd have time, but I think the more and more I think about it, the more persuaded I am to go and do it.
Po 800 metrech zatočte mírně vlevo.
Mírně vlevo. A slight left turn. There's nothing really, I can't tell you that there's anything about this Regensburg other than the fact that it's raining that would let you know that it's actually, I was hoping I'd be able to show you the jolly old, what's it? The two spires of the nice cathedral they have here. I don't know really much about the history of Regensburg. I think it's a German town in like the second league, if you like. It's not one of the Munichs or Nurembergs or Frankfurts or Hanovers or Hamburgs, but it's also not exactly, Garmisch-Partenkirchen either. It's a kind of middle or second tier town, if you like, with a long history, no doubt about it. But it's just one that I don't know much about. Obviously, R, you can tell, it must be the car symbol because it's on all the cars around. Well, not all of them. There's an M there, but and you just don't get a single letter unless you're the biggest town in Germany that starts with that letter. So Regensburg must be that town as far as this is concerned. So nearly said Regenbogen. Okay, so no No sign of the, what is it over there? Not sure. Of the actual cathedral. That's a bit of a pity really, but never mind.
Překročili jste povolenou rychlost.
I can't go doing everything, otherwise I'll never get to England. The Heilbronn diversion, in theory, which is 2 hours and 25 minutes from now, according to this, adds on about an hour to the journey, plus whatever time I spend with the guy, so that means, you know, I might arrive in Hempstead after midnight, but you know, it's just too bad. It's worth it to have actually seen the guy, so I'm going to do it that way. So there's no point in me keeping, it's going to be a long day, probably there'll be more than one thing I want to film for you. Ah, here we go. This is the River Regen, hence the name. Nothing to do with the rain, so I am conned after all. And there's the, but the Danube is also here. Oh, there's the cathedral. There we are. I do get to see it. Let's zoom up onto it. Oop, that wasn't very successful. Some of the Regen got in the way of Regensburg. See it? There you are. That's proof this is really Regensburg in all senses of the word. I better just raise the windshield there before I get a bit of Regensburger Regen on my jacke. That wouldn't be what we want. Anyway, you know, I'm in two minds as to whether to just turn off and go and look just for a moment at that cathedral a little bit closer, but you know, oh, there it is over there again. Oh, I didn't see it. I've already zoomed up. I should have unzoomed, then it would have perhaps seen it. Maybe it'll still be visible one more time, I don't know. It's too built up really. You can't see it from the road. So Nuremberg, the number 3 to Nuremberg is probably what I want. I've got to keep to this road apparently and then turn to the right in just over a kilometre, according to this. My Czech voice isn't saying anything at the moment, but I expect she'll pipe up in any second, telling me to zvolte vpravo or something.
Příští změna směru po 800 metrech zatočte vpravo.
Zatočte vpravo.
Překročili jste povolenou rychlost.
Oh, I can't have that. Can't have going over the acceptable speed limit. That's no good, is it? Apparently this is a great big loop coming up. What's this?
Po 100 metrech zvolte další odbočku vpravo.
Yeah, I think it's here rather than 100 metrech, but never mind. It's amazing how accurate the satellites are, even after all the solar flares and shit that we've been having. And this thing's 6 years old and everything. Oh, there you can see it nicely on the... over there. Unfortunately, it doesn't show up so well on the camera. You can... Oh, here's the Danube. We're about to go over the Danube River again. Seems to be the accompanier of me for the last few days. I think it's following me, trying to find out where I'm going. If the Danube River wants to subscribe to my channel, it's more than welcome. Anyway, this is a bit funny because anyway, there's the Danube. I seem to be going towards Munich, which is not exactly what I expected, but still this is telling me I'm all right.
Příští změna směru, opusťte dálnici po 2,9 kilometrech.
strange. I've just got to rely on this thing because, I mean, so far this journey it's done a good job for me. Really good the way it found that hotel yesterday.
GPS.
Yeah, well, that's understandable in a tunnel like this. I'm not going to do too much recording at once because this has got to last all day. There might be quite a few things which are worth filming later, especially when the weather's so foul now. But anyway, maybe I'll just turn it off.